I finally got back all my PSA graded submissions from the last couple of months, actually, and I think this is like 6 different submissions at once. I was gonna do like 1-by-1 videos, but some submissions had like 3 cards, some had like 6, and I figured, you know what, let me just wait and do it all together. I did know the grades, that's kind of the downside, but people still just want to see the grades and then, you know, whatever else comes with the video. So that's what we're gonna do today. So first things first, I did some reviews. Now, I've reviewed with BGS before, and what I like about BGS is they tell you what's wrong with the card. And I thought PSA does the same thing. They don't. They do not. So I sent them 4 cards. The 4th one just got graded and got sent back. It was a Staff Evolutions promo Charizard. That was a PSA 9, and that one also says it's a PSA 9 still. But I sent them some 9.5 BGS cards, and again, I was hoping that they were going to at least point out what's wrong with it, because at least if I know, it's like, all right, well, I'm not going to try. But with it being a 9.5, there's a chance of it being a PSA 10. That's why I figured, let's try. So, unfortunately, this is what you get. You just get a little heads up that just says, we're not going to regrade your card for whatever reason. The subgrades were 9.5, 9.5, 9.5, 9, with the edges getting a 9, which I guess is what makes them not want to give it a 10. I think these edges are good, but I mean, I'm not the grader here, so I wouldn't know. Maybe if I resub these on review, they might do better. I don't really know. Same thing with this one. It's the White Schwartz 02, and I figured at least this one would be a 10 because 10, 9.5, 9.5, 9 on corners is enough, and there's nothing on the corners that makes me go, yeah, that's gonna stay at 9.5. So that was an interesting one. I figured at least this one would slide, and then of course this one. We got a 9.5, 9.5, 10, and a 9. This one is very, very clean. It's the one that I have a BGS 10 copy of, and I was wanting a PSA 10 as well. But of course, we don't know why this is going to be, in their eyes, not worthy of a 10. Which is funny, because PSA has a lot more leniency, and I figured, you know, these have a good shot. So I'm no longer going to use their review service. Only because I was hoping to at least tell you the difference, and that's kind of annoying me if I can be real with you. Now we have all these. This is like 6 different submissions at one. So I just kind of go through. We'll start with Yu-Gi-Oh first because, yeah. All right, first, I'm gonna drop the card and dock the grades. We got, we got the Chamber Dragon Maid. This one got a 9. I love all the QCRs. I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of people are like, QCRs aren't really that cool, you know, yada, yada, yada. But I think QCRs are cool because they're unique to the point where they got the 25th anniversary stamp. And there's a lot of cards that I feel like within this realm. Oh, that's not the next one. I thought it's gonna be next to each other. We got Blue Eyes QCR with the alt art. I think the QCRs are gonna be very collector worthy down the line because number one, no one's grading them right now. I feel like me and Ruxin are the only people to send these cards in, and two, a lot of these QCRs for the iconic cards like Blue Eyes White Dragon, for example, Dark Magician Girl. There's a lot of alt arts as well. I think those cards are going to age pretty nicely. For example, here's another one. This is by ARS, which is like one of my favorite grading companies. The only thing that sucks about them is they're only in Japan, so you can't actually submit to them. Another 25th anniversary alt art Dark Magician Girl QCR. This is sick, and it's funny because again, no one's paying attention to Yu-Gi-Oh like that because everyone's focused too much right now on the million pop Pokemon. But it is what it is. Anyways, we got an 8 and a 9. We got. Oh, this is a 9. It's another alt art. There's a lot of different arts for Blue Eyes in the Stampede set, right? This is Stampede or Bonanza. It's 1 to 2. But yeah, I figured if there's a Yu-Gi-Oh card you like Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, I would recommend looking it up because these cards are pretty cheap, and the quality for the most part is pretty decent. So you can probably get some good grades, just kind of put in your collection forever. We got Sky Striker Ray. Is this? Yeah, this is from Bonanza as well. This is essentially the equivalent of Dark Magician Girl to modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I know it sounds kind of weird because it's like, there's only one Dark Magician Girl. But Ray has been kind of like the mascot to modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Japan absolutely loves everything Sky Striker related, and I know the Sky Striker fans go hard for this archetype. It's a fun set to play as well if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! But I feel like every time they release a Sky Striker Ray, this is definitely a card you want to pick up and just sit on. I personally don't care about Sky Striker like that, but I try to like grade all the QCRs that were like unique, if that makes sense, and that was one of them. We got, speaking of which, here's the other Ray, and this one also got a 9. I'm surprised both of these got 9s. I might try to regrade these if I can be real with you, because they were pretty clean, if I remember correctly. Except this one, I take it back. This one got a little thing in the corner right there. This one's staying a 9. And then this one Yeah, like this one looks clean to me. I don't know how this one ended up getting a 9, but hey, knowing PSA, you can regrade this, and because of how good the quality is of some of these, this is going to be a easy 10, hopefully. All right, let's go down the line. Just flip them one by one. We got Dragon Master Lord. This is like a QCR exclusive. This is their version of Dragon Master Magia. That makes sense. It's their new Blue Eyes wannabe. Does that have 3 heads or no? Blue Eyes one. It's the Pride and Soul Dragon with the bonds of Magician, whatever it's called. It was their equivalent of trying to do Dark Magician and Blue Eyes in 2025, but it did not pick up at all. It was like a collectible card. This card sucks player-wise too, but it just looks cool. And honestly, in the XC's form, which is the black background, it looks really nice. And we got the 10, so that's beautiful. And then we got Ecclesia. I'm actually gonna, or not Ecclesia, sorry, Cartesia. I'm gonna crack this out and put this in my deck. Actually, this is a pretty playable card. I wanted a PSA 10 because, again, I'm a big fan of the alt arts, and I feel like this alt art is insane too. All the branded card arts are insane, and it looks so good. I'm surprised I got a 9 though. Is it worthy of even resubbing? Maybe. I might just buy it because, again, the other thing is there's a lot of these on eBay that no one wants except for me and Ruxin, so maybe I can just pick it up easier and cheaper that way. All right, I'm gonna just start covering these. So this is everyone's favorite archetype right now, Malice. It's a spoiler. No one actually likes Malice. Got the 10. Hey, that's nice. I actually pulled this myself when the set first came out. And honestly, here's the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! You should do what I did. Don't grade the playable cards. You should be selling them if you're trying to make money off of it. Like, this is an important card to the deck until it gets banned or hit or something like that. And what happens is when a new card comes out, everyone buys it, and then suddenly everybody has it and nobody else wants it. So the price just kind of goes down. All Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that are playable is actually depreciate over time, except for the quote-unquote collector-worthy cards. Like, for example, Dragon Master Lord is a card that if it ever picks up and people really want it, the pop is gonna be low because, again, no one really graded it, but this might be more worthy to collect because no one's actually playing this card. Whereas this card is kind of needed in the archetype. But the only reason why I graded it is because I figured maybe someone might be a big fan of Malice down the line that wants to get this card slabbed, and I can trade it to them at some point. Not sell, trade, because you know me, I don't really sell cards. All right, next one. We got Snake Eyes Veggie. This is mine. I love everything White Forest. And we got the 10. Beautiful. Again, the beauty of QCRs, the quality is good. I love this dragon. This dragon is so sick. This is the Bellstar in her dragon form, fused with Poplar. If you keep up with like the lore. And the art is just insane. Yo, when Konami cooks, they cook with the art. It's you can't even deny it. We got Dark Magician. Damn! This is the brand new art. 25th anniversary, as you can see. We got a 9 on that. Why did we get a 9? Ah, I see why. Honestly, I must have not really like looked at these, because why did Rhyme submit this? This is Super HD, by the way. Why did he submit this? He being me. Whatever. I like that art. Not everyone's favorite. People always like the original better, but I think it's kind of gas. Then we got another Chamber Dragon Maid. This is the 10. I do know that one graded at 10 and 2 came back 9, so this is cool. Again, another fan favorite archetype. Big fan of the Dragon Maid cards. Love the Draco Tail cards as well. I could probably use, honestly, if I ever decide to build like a Dragon Maid deck, I can use the 9s, just crack them out and put them in my deck. A Bawakyu! And she got a 9. This is actually one that I pulled, and I actually played for a while. I was iffy about this corner, if I remember correctly. But this card is actually sick. This is not one of those cards that you really want to grade either. This is very, very playable if your deck can run it. But again, I like to slab up all the cards that I play that go into my deck, like the staples. And I have a 10 already because I ended up winning it on auction for like $200 as a PSA 10. And I remember at the time, I told the story before, they were all listed for like $1,000. It's like a pop 5 at the time. And people were trying to justify like, oh, well, it's low pop. I'm like, it's low pop because people are playing it, bro. And then someone listed it on an auction and I won it for like $200. I'm like, all right, well, that makes up for $150 would have cost you to buy the card at the time plus the grading fee. So yeah, it's a win. The Linkwin Duo. This is an iconic card in QCR form. Piece of history. Got the PSA 10 on this. I love this card unless it's being used against me. If this is being used against me, I'm upset. That's definitely a dub. Again, a lot of these cards that you grew up with, you might not know this if you haven't kept up with Yu-Gi-Oh! Have been getting reprints in these QCR rarities, and the quarter century celebration is done now. So right now they're doing what's called a Starlight which, do I have my next one? Let me show you. I do not. I do actually, I do. This is the Starlight. The difference is the name is silver, more shiny and easier to read, more holographic, whereas this was like a mess. I don't know what that card says in certain light, but as far as the all over holo, it's kind of like the same. And then of course there's no stamp that says 25th anniversary. In my opinion, Starlights are better, but this makes it more unique. So you got a piece of history that you watch me punch the camera with. You get a piece of history encapsulated, and I think that's kind of dope. So again, if there's any Yu-Gi-Oh cards you grow with, there's probably a QCR for it. This is gonna be the other 9. Yeah, like I said, unfortunately, I got the spoils because I was gonna do separate videos, but I'm like, I don't want to do like a billion videos. I'm gonna just do one big one. This is the second Dragon Master Lord, and this one also actually ended up hitting a 10. I actually tried to send this to BGS because I wanted Beckett to grade this because this in the black label would be sick, and they didn't think it was even a 9.5 worth. Actually, I think they said it was a 9.5, and I had a minimum of 10, so I'm like, nah, just send it back to me. We're gonna send it to PSA W, and now I have one to trade. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Nobody likes this Blue Eyes White Dragon, by the way, because the art is just weird. But again, I'm a fan. Look at that. Got the 10 on that, so that's sick. 25th anniversary stamp. This came out originally as a lottery card in Japan. I think they only made like 1,000 of them, and then they reprinted it in QCR because Konami likes to reprint everything. That's what they do. Dark Magician Girl. This is the important one, and we got the 10 on this one. This is probably my biggest like chase in modern Yu-Gi-Oh that came out recently. This along with Diabell Star that I wanted as a 10. And again, this is collector worthy because this art is insane. Konami, again, when they cook with the art. And this being one of the final 25th anniversary celebration QCR card with alt art Dark Magician Girl, I feel like is a no-brainer. Again, if you want to get your OG cards you grow with, there's a lot of sleepers that are just sitting out there that no one's grading. No one's really buying them. So again, just take a second and look through what's available. Oh, this one's gonna hurt me. This one's gonna hurt me. This is the one that I pulled a couple months ago. We got the PSA 8, and right off the bat, you can see the centering is on buns. Look at that. One thing I don't like about Konami's printing is whenever they make these ultimate rares, they're so bad. I mean, look at this corner. It's not the worst. This is one of the more better corners. But like the ones I've been seeing for this specific card have been awful. I was hoping at least for a 9. As of right now, there's no 10s. The best grade you can get for this card is a 9, just because, yeah. I might crack this out and try it with ARS. Because worst case scenario, you know, the grade's in the back with ARS. So if it's 9, you don't gotta look at that stain. It'll still look like a pretty card in the high quality case. But I think that what really dinged it was the centering. This is by far one of the best Blue Eyes that I've seen out of all the ones that popped up online, and I pulled this one. But what hurt me the most was that centering. It's so bad. But we'll see what happens when I go to Japan in a couple months, and yeah. Woo! Oh, it's a new case. We got the 9 on the ultimate rare. Oh, sorry, ultra rare Dark Magician Girl. This is actually the rarer of the 3 rarities, with the previous one consisting of you got the Prismatic, which you can see is like an all-over rarity, kind of like the Starlights and QCRs. And then you have Ultimate Rares, which, as it sounds, is just Rigi, as you can see with this one. But yeah, we got the 9 on this, which is kind of exciting because I actually been regrading this one, and it's been consistently between an 8 and a 9. And I think we'll accept it as a 9. But what I want to point out is they have the new case for this. And the best way to tell is you see how this is more 3D, whereas this is flat. Yeah, this is like flat, the plastic. The new case is kind of like 3-dimensional. You see how it's like poking out, and these you cannot break. They're more bendy, they're more squishy, if that makes sense. And if you try to crack it out, you're just going to basically bend the plastic, which is weird. What I want to know is why doesn't PSA use this plastic and this encapsulation for all their cards? Because this is so much better. It feels more high quality too. I don't know, it's weird. This is standard 9 for sure. What's funny is at 9, this is damn near worth more than the PSA 10 copy version of this in Secret Rare, which is kind of crazy. Just because the Ultra Rare is surprisingly end up being the rarest ones. And since everybody was going after the Ultimate and the Prismatic back in the day, these are a lot harder to find now, especially in good condition. So heads up, this if you thought the Prismatic was the chase, it's not. It's actually that one. Even when you like look, see this? If you put like all these together, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the camera or not. You see how even the plastic is like a bit more curvy right there, whereas it's more flat on top. I don't know if you can see. You probably don't even know what I'm talking about right now. It's more thick. Yeah. All right. We're almost done with Yu-Gi-Oh! Now we'll move over to Pokemon. We got the Sky Striker Ace. Again, this is Sky Striker Ray in her 0 form. 9! I'm saying like I didn't already know the grade. PSA 9 on this. Is this the one that I pulled? Yeah, this is the one that I pulled. So this one, the centering was really, really bad, as you can see, unfortunately. I will definitely send this one off to ARS as well. But yeah, I like this card. I like the art as well. I know this batch, if this is the same batch, this one was brutal. Everything came back a 9 in this. I'm just like, bro, what happened? Yeah, like look at this. This is the this is the uncensored version, by the way, in Asian English. As you can see, we got the Japanese logo on the back. Asian English, they don't use censored art, which they release in the rest of the world. And this was #1 hard to find. It got lost in the mail for like a month, and then was very expensive. But the thing about the Japanese card stock that they use for AE cards, it's a lot cleaner and thicker than what we get here. So usually it's always a PSA 10 right out the bat. So whoever graded this was having a bad day because great centering, there's no dings in the corner. We're just being haters right now at this point. So we're gonna try this one again, and hopefully not the yeah, I don't think this is the new card stock, so, or not the card stock, but the slab. So I'll be able to crack this out fairly easy and try again. But this one definitely deserves a 10. I mean, come on, bro. Anyways, stop censoring your card art, Konami. Just point that out. Sky Striker Ray, this is the second one. This one that I bought from my locals. Much better centering on this one. But again, I think the person that graded it was a bit more strict in the centering, because even though it's still not, even though it's better than the other one, it's not perfect. So they were probably like, nah, it's not good enough for me. So I'll try to get on that one. Vengeance Dragon, this one got an 8. I'll be honest, I didn't mean to send this in. I knew I sent one in, and I forgot, because again, it lasted so long. I subbed this back in like June. I did like the slower bulk submission. And then this was sitting next to my desk because I had just pulled one, and I forgot that it was the one that I pulled. So I'm like, oh, I forgot to send this in. And then I sent it in just to get an 8. Yeah, so that's cool, I guess. Final card, we got Lemnis Gate, which is, again, the art is insane. Again, you can't deny Yu-Gi-Oh! Art has been popping off lately. This one I wasn't sure if it was going to be 10, but again, with how brutal those were, I feel like it could potentially get a 10 if we try again. One thing I hate about grading is like it comes down to the opinion of, you know, the grader. And I know this is the part where people are like, well, what about AI grading? AI grading sucks. I'll be real with you. AI grading, #1, it misses stuff. And 2, there's a lot of controversy to pop up with it. So no, I'm not going to ever use AI grading. If PSA ever develops something that helps with grading, I use AI, great. But for now, I don't trust all these other companies that exist, especially with like how everything's being handled. I'm going to say. Anyways, moving on. Pokemon time. We'll cover all these. We got the Gold Mewtwo. So I got a 9. Very brutal, actually, because I figured this is going to be an easy slam dunk 10, but it is what it is. Sometimes, again, you get a bad grader. And again, this is my least favorite part about grading, because I know, and I have a theory, but you can't prove it, that sometimes they give you the 9 because they know you're going to come back for a 10. And I will. They're right. You're going to see. I'm going to resub a lot of these cards. Again, another 9. All the gold cards came back 9s, which is like brutal. Like, come on, bro. We got the Ivysaur. To be fair, these IRs actually are a lot harder to grade. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they use better card stock on the textured version of the cards. Maybe that's what it is. But all these IRs that are not Rigi at all, they always come back as 9s. You know, even like all my... I don't have them here because I already sent them to my homie. But I got the Psyducks back. The Misty Psyducks from Destined Rivals. They all came back 9s. I'm like, damn, not a single 10. Crazy. Rockets Ariana. This one I feel like should have been a 10. Easy 10. The back is very, very clean. Honestly, what it is, I think with how many cards being subbed nowadays, they just look at centering a bit more. I like how the eye glows too red, which is fire. Yeah, I'm gonna try that again. I like the R on this one. Ariana's dope. Next we got... again, all of these came back 9s. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. These IRs are harder to hit. I don't know what it is. Maybe this one kind of deserves it. I guess you can look at this corner. It's not the best corner, but it's like, I've seen 10s that have these. That's the thing. It's like, you gotta just try again. And eventually it's like, they'll take your money again and give you a 10. The Yan Mega, of course, this one got a 10. I'm still sick that I pulled this. It's like of all the SIRs, this is like one of the first ones I pulled when the set first came out. I don't want this. That one Yan Mega fan's like, yes, I want it, Rhyme. Gold again. They were brutal with all of these. Brutal. What I noticed is when you get a chill grader, the grades make more sense. But when you get that tryhard, which happens every now and then, they just choose not to give out 10s. I don't know, again, if they're having a bad day or what, or there's like a quota that they can't do. It's never in between. Either you have an extreme person that gives you nothing, or one that's like, this is great. Everything's like, oh, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Like, yeah. Steelix got a 9. I feel like this can get a 10. The reason why I resubbed this again is because I pulled this from the same batch of cards, which came out of the same box, and all those Unlimiteds came back as 10s last time, except for the Steelix. I guess more like the Scar Marine and stuff like that. Not the most popular cards, but still Neo Genesis and 10s and Neo Genesis, regardless of whether it's first edition or limited, are really, really low pop. So I might try this again because this one was pretty clean. There's like nothing wrong in the corners, and I feel like Steelix is actually pretty dope. So it might just be a case of we had the person that saw vintage, and they were like, nah, I'm good. But also, it's the same person that was giving me 9s and all these modern cards too, so it just came down to the grader, if I can be honest with you. Zapdos! This one just has centering issues. It's pretty blatant too. This is definitely not one I would say is good centering or would qualify, but again, sometimes you get the grader, it's like, yeah, it's good enough. So either I'm going to send this to ARS who doesn't care about centering like that, or I might try with PSA one more time. Maybe I'll try one more time. I pulled this myself. Unfortunately, did not record it because SIRs are so hard to pull that sometimes I'll have a batch of packs. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just crack a couple. I'm not gonna pull anything. And then that's when I always pull something. Bubble Mew. This is the one that I pulled. It was a gift. My homie sent me a box, a bundle, a 6-pack bundle. The only hit I got out of that was this. And I opened it to myself because I'm like, there's no point in recording this. I'm not gonna pull anything. Of course, the last card was the Bubble Mew. And I actually graded this with PSA like 3 times. Every single time, 9, 9, 9. Again, going back into it, I think like because of how popular Pokemon grading is right now, they're way more strict. And the thing is, unless you see something blatantly standing out, like let me see if I can find. I mean, I already showed you. Like if I look at this, for example, yeah, like this. Look at this Yu-Gi-Oh card. You see that corner? Not the best corner. You see that little bit of white right there. But the thing is like you see cards like this, you're just like, there's nothing on the back. There's no whitening, there's no centering is fine. Like what are we talking about? Stop giving it a 9, bro. It's a 10. Give it a 10. I know it's just them trying to control pop so they don't like have a billion PSA 10s. And what's crazy is this card, like I said, was a 9, 9, 9, and then finally got a 10. So unfortunately, regrading does work. It does work. But I don't recommend you sending a card back in if it has something wrong. Like obviously, if you see a ding in the corner, it's likely not going to get missed. But yeah, beautiful card. I actually love this card a lot. They're blown up a lot lately as well. It's like super expensive now, which is kind of crazy to me. By the way, I forgot to point this out. I bought some cards as well. I picked up this this Radiant Charizard for like 70 bucks, which is really, really weird. With how expensive Pokemon is, so every now and then you see these like cards that are just like no one's really looking at them. I'm like, really? Like this? And this is one that I tried to pick up before, and then I just kind of forgot about. And then this is another one I'm excited about now. Is we got the Cosmos Foil Unseen Forces normal Lugia, not the EX one that I used to have. I had a PSA 10 and I got rid of it before it blew up. I think I sold it for like 5 grand so I can like get a specific card I was looking for at the time. And now that card's like 20 grand. I'm like, awesome. Another reason why I never sell my cards, because I know the second I do, I'm gonna regret it. But this is beautiful. This is really beautiful. All right, back to the last couple of cards. I do have one super hype return that I'm really excited about. The Ho-Oh that I pulled is a 9. This is the second one. The first one, I think, came back like an 8. I don't remember. This one, again, I think it's the same batch of cards that the grader gave everything a 9 for. This one, I feel like could easily be a 10. The only thing you can probably look at is the centering top to bottom. It's not perfect. I don't care about top to bottom. It's left to right that usually matters the most, but top to bottom is like barely even noticeable. But I feel like with how good this card is, the top to bottom being the factor that gives it a 9 is kind of bullshit. So I'll definitely try again with that one. All right, time to cover this. Because we got the Mewtwo that I pulled. Still a 9. This is the second time I graded this one. So I think it's just a centering on this one, if I remember correctly. I might try this again, to be honest, with PSA, because again, you've seen with the Bubble Mew, if you try enough times, you can get it. But yeah, I'll try again. But while I was at Worlds, I did pick this up. I almost bought a PSA 10 for like $1,100 there at the time, which now is like way more. And I was like, you know what? Let me just buy a raw copy. And I overpaid for the raw copy. I bought a raw copy for $400 because it looked that good. And guess what? First try, baby. First try. This, along with the Lugia, the Silver Tempest Lugia, these are two of my favorite cards released in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Lugia, Charizard, and Mewtwo being my favorite. This is so sick, man. Oh my god, I cannot believe that people try to be haters towards this Mewtwo when they first revealed it. They're like, that's it? No Rocket Charizard? Well, I agree, Rocket Charizard would have been fire, and also goes with the original set that came out in the year 2000. You can't look at this and be like, yeah, this card sucks, because I just don't believe it. This is forever going to stay in my collection. And then the final two cards were the promo Pikachus that were given to us, me and my wife, when we went to Worlds, courtesy of Pokemon. Shout out to Pokemon Company. And they gave us these. What's funny about this is when we got our badges, they just gave it a card raw. Like, here you go. I'm like, yo, can I get a sleeve? But again, it's weird. A lot of times they just don't be grading these that well. And considering that there's no holo on this, I'm surprised that these both came back 9s. I mean, I'll definitely try again. If it's a 9 the second time, it is what it is. But what's cool about this is the only time you're ever going to see a Disney collab with Pokemon, probably. We got literally Disneyland in the background because this is in Anaheim, and literally the convention center where Worlds took place was across the street from Worlds. So having Pikachu with Disneyland in the background is so sick. You got the Incredicoaster and everything. This, I feel like, is going to be a crazy collector piece down the line. So if you haven't picked this up, I highly recommend you do. I think they were just like handing these out left and right if you order stuff from Pokemon Center and stuff like that. That's it. That is this match. Stay tuned for more. And yeah, let me know your favorite cards that were pulled. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.